So we're just gonna probably sample some stuff, walk around, ID some plants a little bit, and then we're gonna go make some yummy wild food bars. They're really amazing. Yeah. All right. So you guys all set? We're gonna do a little walk. Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
We went on the food walk, and it was a wild edibles walk. And we went around the garden here at RDI, and he showed us many different herbs. Plantain was one of them, fennel, all those sorts of things. And he went to each of them, gave a nice description of them all and how they can be used.
So everyone knows about nettle, right? This plant right here, it's a really amazing plant, and I bet you a lot of you guys already know about it and maybe already eat it. When we were here, my wife was pregnant, and this was the nutritive tea that she would drink all the time. And so we always, give praise to the nettle because it, gave us a healthy baby. Substitute it and put it in your mouth, and it'll work great. And then the other thing that's neat about this one is, especially this one, this broadleaf. There's a narrowleaf one that has more of a little teeny top of seed.
Went back to the kitchen, and we got to make some acorn wild food bars, which were tasty.
Ground up sunflower seeds mixed with some acorn flour, and then I guess there was some honey and so forth. We're good, and it's interesting to think that you can just gather that by going out on the land and picking it up.
Mallow, yeah. So we got mallow, we got dock, we got sunflower seed. We got maybe a little bay nut candy. Yeah, that might be a little crunchy in there. No, go ahead, you guys. Try it out.
Pupils dilating.
Maybe we could pass them around.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Day 2 of week 5, we came together to talk about erosion on landscapes. We were tasked with tracing the source of soil erosion on part of our campus. Once we identified the problem, we were then asked to figure out how best to turn this problem into a solution.
Well, since we're kind of close, shall we bring everybody to the top and then just run everybody to the bottom? And then the group that's going to be on the top will go back to the top.
And what we did was we followed the water stream upwards, and we found where would be a good place to slow the water down. So we built some gabion dams, and that involved cutting down some sticks and anchoring those sticks in, and then running other larger sticks across so that we could just slow the water down and help collect the sediment. And we did 3 layers of those.
Leafy stuff can go where he's standing, where Dane's standing, like right back in there, leafy stuff.
Start shooting that way?
Yeah. So it's kind of
I guess one of the most amazing things to me was the idea that we can do something about this. I've always thought, well, if I want to get the water, control the erosion or something, I'm going to have to call up some engineers and, go down that road. Somehow I've always had the feeling that sort of problem was out of my control. It's not for a private citizen to go out and start changing the erosion patterns on the land or something like that, but it is. You can, it's empowering. It's really empowering.
So week 6 took place in mid-November, right around Halloween time. And so basically for us, it was a time to really celebrate our ancestry. Where did we come from? What lineages brought us here? What stories have made us who we are today?
Daddy's ghost behind you. Sleeping dog beside you. You're born.
So to celebrate that, we had everybody go home and talk to their families and ask, what were some of your grandparents' favorite foods, or what foods came through your ancestry. And Wednesday night, each clan gathered around a fire, and they hosted each participant to come through by feasting them the food that they prepared from their ancestry, and also telling stories and just creating, a special honoring for their ancestors.
I brought a pear pie my grandma used to make, like 5 kinds of pie. but this is a very special pie because it's upside down. Grandpa, he says they took it out of the oven and flipped upside down.
They're called baton petits, and we grated, with help from Sophie and Michaela, we grated some fresh coconut to go on top. And yeah, my grandmother loves them. She actually had the pan that I was supposed to cook them in. I made up all this batter and then I was looking for the pan and I couldn't find it, and she was borrowing it.
Thursday, to continue with the seasonal theme, in the afternoon we went over to Blue House Farm, which is a local organic farm.
We sat on the ground and this guy talked about garlic for 2 hours, and he told you anything you ever wanted to know about garlic. And we were just sitting there shelling the garlic, kind of pulling the cloves apart so they could be planted individually, because each one would form a new garlic clove, so it was the seed garlic. We were just sitting there, you know, in the sun, pulling the garlic apart, listening to everything you ever want to know about garlic, which was really interesting.